Space information for kids and fun facts. What is space? Outer space starts from about 100 kilometers above the Earth's surface, where the Earth's atmosphere becomes very thin. From this altitude, you will not see a blue sky, it will be a dark black sky strewn with stars. Space is not completely empty, the spaces between stars and planets have a lot of dust, gases, and rocks. Even the empty parts of space have at least several hundred atoms or molecules per cubic meter. In space, there are dangerous rays that can be fatal to astronauts, such as infrared and ultraviolet rays, most of which come from the sun. Some of them come from distant stars. These rays do not affect us humans on the surface of the Earth because the atmosphere prevents their arrival, but in space, there is no atmosphere, therefore, astronauts wear protective suits that protect them from it. There is no air in space to breathe, so spacecraft need to have air tanks that allow astronauts to breathe throughout their journey until they return to Earth. No one can hear your voice in space even if you are screaming. This is because there is no air, and sound waves need a medium such as air to travel. How did space originate? Many astronomers believe that the universe began with the so-called Big Bang about 14 billion years ago. At the time, the entire universe existed in a tiny space thousands of times smaller than a pinhead, yet extremely hot and dense, more than anything we could possibly imagine. Then all of a sudden, this space exploded and the universe we know was born. Within a split second, the universe expanded from an area thousands of times smaller than a pinhead to the size of a galaxy, and kept expanding. It is expanding even today. As the universe expanded and cooled to about 1 billion degrees, protons and neutrons fused together and formed the nuclei of the first atoms, the nuclei of hydrogen and helium. After about 300,000 years, the temperature of the universe has dropped to about 3,000 degrees. Then the nuclei were able to capture the electrons that had become revolving around them, so the first atoms were formed and the universe was filled with clouds of hydrogen and helium atoms. Formation of stars and galaxies. Over millions of years, atoms were attracted to each other and formed dense regions of matter. And about 100 million years after the Big Bang, these dense regions became hot due to the great gravity and pressure, which led to the formation of the first stars. After the formation of many stars, these stars began to attract and get closer to each other due to gravity. The star clusters led to the formation of the first galaxies. Some of the galaxies got close and merged, which led to the formation of larger and larger galaxies. In this way, hundreds of billions of galaxies are formed in the universe, including our own Milky Way. 10 facts about space. People who go to space are called astronauts. Before leaving, they must be fully prepared. For this reason, they follow a certain diet and make sure to exercise. This helps them stay healthy while they are in space. To reach space, the spacecraft must travel at a very fast speed of more than 17,702.78 km per hour. Therefore, these vehicles need massive missiles. NASA managed to develop a reusable spacecraft, which was first launched on April 12, 1981, and used until July 2011. In 1957, the first small satellite was launched into space by the Soviet Union. It was called Sputnik, and from here began the era of space conquest. The first person to reach space was Russian Yuri Gagarin in 1961. The first person to land and walk on the moon was American Neil Armstrong. This happened in 1969, and before he took his first step on the moon, he famously said, "It is a small step for a man, but a great leap for mankind." The first woman to reach space was Russian Valentina Tereshkova in June 1963. The moon is the only place in space, with the exception of Earth of course, that man has set foot in. Around the Earth is the International Space Station, a large station where some astronauts live for months and conduct experiments on plants, animals, and various scientific studies. In 2012, an American probe called Curiosity landed on the surface of Mars to search for traces of past life.